Hi my friends, this is Janet from PV&J Crafty Room with another crafty project. I'm doing hidden paper clips, and this kit is from Paperomia and it's called Spring Collection. I will link the kit underneath. It's a large kit. I think there's 104 pages. It comes in a paper pack, and then it comes in a ephemera pack. So there's two different PDFs in the kit. So she gives you pockets and tags and lots of specially designed ephemera, and then 104 different kinds of, I think it's 104 pages in the paper pack. Well, anyway, so I have made some paper clips. And these are the pages out of the kit. So I've got two different ones here. And then I've got I put the extra one, I resized the papers because I wanted them small enough so that you could see what the design was. I just love these little birds. And here's another one. Here's the, see that I have a base paper here, and then a second one, and this is a pail of flowers, and then here I resized it again to make it smaller, pail of flowers. And this one's one of my favorites. There's a lot of botanicals, a lot of beautiful vintagey looking flowers in this kit, and a couple of them have vintagey ladies, and there's quite a few birds. And all of these, well, this one and all the ones I've shown you, oh, this one is ribbon. You can see this one's ribbon. But this one and this one and this one are, I bet you can't guess, they're dryer sheets that I've used in the dryer to dry my clothes with, and then pulled the dryer sheet out and stuck it in my craft room, and it cut strips and used it like ribbon. Anyway, here's another one that I've used. I just love this paper. And then resized this little picture of flowers. And here, we're gonna make one today, but I just wanna show you, see, it's actually a paper clip. And so, let's get started. If we're gonna make one, we're gonna make this one today. So, now I resized these, and this is about the size they're gonna come out. See how the size that it fits in my hand. Let's see. Oh, well, there goes my bottle of water. Here is a ruler. This is what size they come out to. I'm not a real good measurer, so I just kind of do it whatever size it comes out to, that's what size I get. But this one comes out to just almost 3.5 by, what is this, 2 3/4. That's about the finished size of this. So if you want it smaller, you can make it smaller. I wouldn't really suggest going any bigger unless you want to put 2 paper clips in there, because I only have 1 paper clip in here. But anyway, okay, so this is what I started with. And you go and pick any paper of your choice out of the kit. And this piece, this is the base piece. I think this one is 5. Yeah, see, this is 5 inches by 3.5. Well, looky there, woohoo, 5 by 3.5. Now you could fold this in half, but I find when these two edges are the same, it's hard to get your paper that you're going to put the paper clip over in there. So I like to have them be staggered like that. And since we're going to cover up the front, I'm going to put these on the back. So I want this to be the back long side. And it doesn't matter. I don't measure. I just do it so that they're staggered just a little bit. And where's my thing here? Now you can use anything for a bone folder. Before I got my bone folder, I used my ruler. I used a piece of canvas. I used the edge of a stamp. Anything that you can push down and crease that fold. Say and make a crease. Okay, so this is going to be, and I've rounded the edges and I've inked the edges on inside and out. If you don't like the inking, don't ink it. You do not have to. If you don't have ink, you can use paint. I would water down your paint, and you can just use a sponge or your finger, paper towel, and just get the edges with a little bit of color. Now, if you don't like that, then don't worry about it. Don't do it at all. So, I want to use this girl, and I think I want to use this one. And I think I want this to be the back, but whether it's the front or the back, we want this one folded directly in half, as best you can. I don't, I am not perfect. I don't, see, my fold is not exact. I think I've inked this one too, but I didn't round the corners on this one. Or maybe I didn't even ink it. Did I ink this one? I don't know if I inked it or not. But I'm going to round the corners. Now, where's my corner rounder? If you don't like rounding the corners, you don't have to do that either. I have one of these. From what I've seen the crafters use, this kind of looks like an old corner rounder because I've seen people use ones that look so extremely much easier to use than this one. Sometimes this one doesn't get the corners as round as the other ones, but I've noticed that if the cuts are not 90-degree angles, they're not perfectly square, that cutter doesn't like cutting the edge. Sometimes it refuses to cut because the paper's not square enough for the corner to even go down into the cutter part. So I probably didn't need to ink the inside of this, but I'm going to anyway. Okay, so the way this goes together, oh, and this one is just the decorative piece, and I'm not cutting this one yet because it's too big. So I'm going to wait to get this on to see how much to cut off of this. So now we take the paper clip, and this is a 2-inch paper clip. Now I'm pretty sure you could use a regular sized paper clip, but I like these really big ones. And it doesn't really matter if you put the big side of the paper clip on the back or on the front. I've done it both ways, and it works just fine. But you want your paper clip pretty much in the middle. I usually have to move my paper clip because I can't really tell where the middle is. This is going to go over the paper clip. Yeah, I want these flowers on the back, so it's going to go like this. But now what we need to do, find some scissors. Hang on a minute, my scissors walked away and they jumped in the drawer over here. Here they are. Any scissors will work. These, I just like these scissors. And you want to cut a notch in the center here so the paper clip can poke up through it. Now usually my notches have been real big, and so it doesn't matter how big of a notch you make as long as your paper clip can go through it. So then you see if your paper clip will go through that. If your sides of your papers laid down, does that look, hey, that looks like the paper clip fits. And this, see, you should have even amounts over here and over here, and it does not look like I have even amounts. So this paper clip needs to come over just a skosh, and you need to leave a loop up here because that's what we're going to tie our ribbon or our dryer sheet to. So that looks better. See, it looks like I've got kind of the same amount over here and over here. You can measure, but like I said, I don't measure. That's why sometimes my things look wonky. But, you know, they look homemade, I guess, when they're wonky. Okay, so now we're going to glue it. We're going to glue this part down here. Tacky glue is kind of heavy. I don't even think you need tacky glue for the paper clips. Now, some people like to use tacky glue for the paper clip. This is the glue that I use. I really like this glue. You could also use Fabri-Tac. You could use glue stick on this, I think. You really need something heavier than glue stick to glue the paper clip down. Now I'm going to put some glue inside the paper clip so the paper clip stays in place. And we don't want the paper clip sliding around. And you don't really have to focus on getting this cemented down here on the front because we're going to put another layer on. And I want this down as much as possible. And if you just hold it for a minute, now if you've got clothespins or some sort of clips, you could put them on here. But you'd have to put them on one side because we're going to turn it over and do the same thing. Now, oh, I didn't give you the measurements of this piece. You might, see how far it comes down here? You might want to make this one a little bit longer than what I've made it. Let's see, how long is this one? This one is, whatever that is, it's almost 3 3/4. What is that, 3 5/8? I don't know. Less than 3 3/4. And it is a little less than 2 3/4 wide. Now I like how wide this is, but I think it should be a little bit longer because the paper clip comes to right here, which is hard to get this to lay down right here at the end because see, it wants to bubble up. But oh well. That's just a little detail that nobody will know but you. And if you do one and it works that way, then do the next one a little differently. Now you can decorate the back also. I have not decorated any of the backs because these papers are so pretty that I just think the backs are they're just so vintagey pretty. I don't think they need extra decorating. You might want to have a saying, you know, if you were using this in a book or giving it as a gift, you might put a saying on there. See, now I could put this on the back. It would fit better on the back, but, and who's to say that's the back, you know? But I think I'm going to cut, because see, she hangs over the front a long ways. I'm going to cut just a little more off her top of her head. And my cutter is way over here. I mean, not her head, but, you know, the flowery part up on top of her head, and we'll see. Okay. So what, it doesn't look like it's even. I'm not sure what's been going on with my cutting? My cutting hasn't really been even of late. And still just a skosh too long, so I'm going to cut a little bit off of here. So, like I said, you can make this any size you want. You do not have to make it big like mine. I like that. Now I'm going to round the corners and then ink it, because I don't think I've inked this one. I like rounding the corners where I've got the white to me, where I can see the white, because I have vision issues and I can't really see the corners on the design side, but I can see them on the white side here. See, and they're not, it looks like all four of them are different. But, oh well, with this little punch, I keep telling myself, go to Hobby Lobby and look to see what other punches they have. I bought this one a long time ago. I don't even like this corner, but oh well, once I get it on here, maybe I won't notice it so much. And I'm using a blue ink. If you don't like the ink, you don't have to ink it, that's for sure. These papers are so pretty, they don't really need to be inked. But I don't have any of the vintage Tim Holtz inks yet. I really want to get that scorched wood one, because I've seen crafters use the scorched wood and it just really looks like scorched wood, scorched paper. So anyway, I'm just using this ink pad because this is what I've got. And I like to put this first cloud thingy on this green one here. Kind of helps me do it the same way every time. Okay. So now I'm going to glue this down right here. Trying to stay away from the paper clip there. You really don't need a whole lot of glue. I guess that's one of the things that I like about this glue. I need to get one of those metal tips so that I can regulate how much glue I'm putting on here. More than I do now. Okay, well, I want it to be above my front edge there, but I also want it to look like it's fairly level. Okay, I think that's good. Making sure that, ooh, I've got a little bit leaking out there. Want to make sure that the edges are down. The edges won't come up and catch on something. Just getting off the extra glue there. All right, there we go. And there's our paper clip. And see, you stick your page in there, and there it is. Or like that, I guess. Anyway. Okay, so now you can tie a ribbon on here, or you can use dryer sheet. See, this is the dryer sheet. I used it in the dryer for my clothes, and then put it in my craft room. Now, these dryer sheets have a weave. See, you can tell which way the weave goes. So if you want it ripped, I would rip it towards the weave, but you have to be careful because it will rip off to the side. So see, it'll rip pretty straight down if you just rip it like a piece of paper. Rip it like a piece of paper. And there you go. Now if you want both sides ripped, it's got a piece of wood on it. If you want both sides ripped, then you just take just the very edge and start ripping it down this way. If you don't want it ripped at all, where did it go? If you don't want it ripped at all, and you like the finished edge look better, then you can cut it. And see, you get a you get a cut edge. And I've got, well, they've probably blown away because my fan is blowing, but I had 2 pieces trimmed here in expectation of using for this product, our project. Here they are. Okay, so this one is the one I ripped. See, it's got rips on both sides, and this one is the one I cut. This one looks very, very finished and very cut on both sides, very straight. So let's use the cut one. I don't have a cut one yet. All the other ones I've got are ripped ones. And not only that, but I've got one here. Let me show you. See, this one I ripped on the edges, but on the end, see, the end is still straight. I like that look too. This one, the way I got this was I used a ripped edge, and then once I had it all tied, I took my scissors and I just clipped in like this. And I'm not sure I like it. Before I did it, I thought I'd like it, but that's what I've got, and I'm still not sure I like it. But anyway, you gotta roll it or fold it or make it smaller so it'll go through your paper clip. Be careful because I can still feel all of the glue is still wet in there. Pull it through until both sides are even. And I know everybody ties them differently, but I like to tie mine with one little tie. And I don't know what this is called, but I wrap it around my finger. Then you got to take my finger out because I've got such fat fingers. And then push the end through the loop that my finger made. And then pull it down, and then you situate the little knot there before you pull it tight, because it'll sit right over the top of the paper clip. Like that. See, I like the way that looks rather than tying, left over right and right over left. There. And then you can decorate this. You can pull this apart or not. You could leave it flat if you wanted. But see what I did with this one, if you like this, it kind of looks like a decorative ball type of a hat that the Victorian ladies used to wear, with feathers going this way. And that's what it looks like, feathers. So if you wanted that look, you just take your scissors. Any scissors will work. They doesn't have to be small scissors. It can be large scissors. I'm not going to cut this one, but I just made sure and cut with the angle of the sheet, and I just made a cut. I made 2 or 3 cuts on that one and 2 or 3 cuts on that one, and that's what I ended up with. Sometimes they're stubborn, especially the one you have to roll to get through the paper clip, because they like to stick to themselves. All right, so there it is. You can use dryer sheets. I don't know if paper towels are strong enough to be tied and have the knot tied in and have it survive. Or you can also use, where's the one with ribbon? Here's the one with ribbon. You can use ribbon. See, this one I tied the same way and with the same knot. And then I cut the ribbon. I cut the ribbon at an angle. And you could actually use wide ribbon or skinny ribbon. Anyway, these were made with the Paperomia kit called Spring Collection. I think it's called Spring Collection. I will link the kit under this video. But anyway, she's also the owner of Paperomia. She's got a Facebook group where she gives out weekly freebies. So if you want to join her Facebook group, I can also link that under here. And then you can, she makes beautiful papers and beautiful things. So yes, I will put those links under this video, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.